Hello everyone, Shifty back here. I am back from my camping expedition over the weekend and I am back and ready to make more videos and tutorials. So today I have a very quick tutorial on for all you Zerg players, because I know I have been so biased because as a Terran player I make all Terran tutorials. But today I will do a Zerg tutorial on how to do a successful Zergling harass into Baneling win. And I don't say Baneling bust or anything because it turns into a Baneling win, and there's nothing more than that. This game is very quick. It's on Scrap Station. It was played by myself, Shifty, against a Zerg player known as Zergy, which, very funny. Zergy. So it's Scrap Station. He is spawning as the red 2 o'clock Zerg, and I am the blue 12 o'clock Terran. So the build, I will go through the build order. It's very simple, and you just have to keep up your APM so that you don't lose the Zerglings you use to harass. But if you keep up production enough, you should be alright. And especially because on Scrap Station, it is very difficult to make such a block against a successful block against Zerg, because it was very difficult to make it without using any supply depots, and supply depots Baneling bust is very easy. Break down the supply depot so quickly and then you supply block the Terran. So that is just very difficult, and a lot of Terrans, like, I don't know, I do all the time, I always opt not to go for the block because it is just so difficult, and I don't like the positioning of my production buildings when I do put them here. It's kind of like here, 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 here. It's just kind of all over the place. So I don't really like that, and I do like to just build in over here. So what he does here is you go for the 13 gas as soon as you can. Haha, nice. Look at this. This is someone who friended me because he just saw me doing tutorials or something, and you know, if you guys want to friend me, play games with me, you know, that's fine. I played this doubles with this guy. Anyways, you do a 12 extractor because you need the extractor as soon as you can, and then you get your spawning pool once you have enough 200 minerals, because you need the gas as soon as possible, because right when you finish your spawning pool you need 100 gas to build the metabolic boost as soon as possible. Okay, anyways, so this build is just going pretty well for the Zerg player. I mean, you don't sacrifice much. You don't sacrifice economy, really. You do have 3 drones mining gas, but you don't really need it too much after. Sorry guys, this guy is talking to me. I will talk about this later, I guess. So you do this and you build your gas, and right when this finishes you have 100 gas, you see that, and you start metabolic boost immediately, so you can keep that up. You build your queen and you start pumping Zerglings as soon as you can, because your mineral count is going to be kind of low. So you see here he should be building more Zerglings. He is not. Maybe he's waiting to build. Okay, so now he starts building the Zerglings. So all you need are just a crap load of Zerglings with metabolic boost, and if you see what I'm doing here, it's, you know, his build was just perfect for me, against me, because what I did was I went for 1 supply depot into 1 racks into fast expansion, because I wanted to build a fast expand right here, because the Zerg player has a lot of difficulty scouting this, and so I will be able to reap the economic benefits before he is able to scout it, and it takes forever to destroy destructible debris anyways with Zerglings. So anyways, he moves out with his, what is that? Let's look at unit count. 10 Zerglings. He is going to be sacrificing drone count because he builds up a Baneling nest, and he's building metabolic boost, and he's spending all his larvae building Zerglings. But it works out nicely because even though the Terran may have an economic lead, you look at resources and you look at income, I have almost double the number of income, or double the income he has because of the mule, but I am still going to have a lot of problem early on because of the huge investment in units. So what the Zerg player has to do, and I didn't make a block here, which would have been really good if I did, but even if I did, he could have just built a few Banelings, broken this supply depot, almost supply block me, and just moved right in with more Banelings. So he moves in with a bunch of Zerglings, harass me, and I have very difficult, and you see what I did here, I positioned all my Zerglings right in near my mineral line, so I can pull off my SCVs off the line immediately to attack and defend my Marines, but even then, the Zerglings will attack the Marines or attack the SCV, so I do take some economic damage while he keeps streaming in more Zerglings. So it is very difficult for me to keep up production of 3 Marines versus his production of, you know, look at the production tab, 12 Zerglings versus 2 Marines. So his production is much faster than me because of the larva and 2 Zerglings per lava, but that is okay. So what he does is, and you know, at this point I can hold off his Zergling harass no matter how many Zerglings he has, but what he does is, right now he goes for Banelings, because you go for the Baneling nest right after you get your initial amount of 6 Zerglings out, you throw down the Baneling nest, and when you feel it is right, you build more Banelings. He built it in the base, which is better because he has freer movement, and he backs this up with Banelings, because you can't just move Banelings right into the enemy base, because you need Banelings. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. You need Banelings to do the splash and chase the enemy while the enemy is pulling back, but Zerglings to cut down on production and to cut down on the building. So like his Zerglings are right here, Banelings are chasing my units, so there's nothing I can do to harass the Zerglings, and all my units just start dying because right when they pop out, the Zerglings snipe them. So this build is an all-in, essentially, like a 3-hatch Hydralisk build, you know, in Starcraft 1 against Protoss. It is the same thing in here against Terran, but I think the main problem here was because I went for the fast expand. I did spend 400 minerals and another 150 on the orbital command, so I was not able to invest too much money building units, and that is how he just completely just decimated me here. He constantly has more units streaming in. He has got me beat here. There's little I can do. I've got no more SCVs. If you look at units, I've got 2 SCVs, no units, just SCVs, and he can just move in and just clean me up. So this build works extremely well against Terran. Even if there is a block, all you have to do is just move in you need to move in, how much health to supply? 3. You need to move in 5 Banelings, and they will break down the supply depots. Preferably, a lot of Terrans like to put 2 one by one, so I can just use more Banelings and break down 2, and they supply block the Terran, while the Terran is just, you know, you just have free reign over the Terran base, and the Terran cannot build more units. So it's extremely helpful, extremely good build for Zerg players if you want to go for a quick win, all-in rush. But if it does not pay off, you're going to be economically behind, going to be really hard to come back. The way to come back, I suggest, would be to expand as soon as you can, because you should just save up on a little bit of larval production and go and expand. And in order to prevent the Terran from moving out of the base, you should have a few Zerglings hold up here. Like if the Terran moves out, you need to just dodge it and run into the base and snipe off some SCVs, because that prompts the Terran to pull back his units that he moved out back to his base and protect. So that is how you try to gain back the economic lead, even though if your all-in fails. But generally you should be alright, because even if it fails, you should have done enough damage to the enemy economy that you're on the same footing and you can build up again. So that's about all there is to a Zergling Baneling bust, and if there's any questions, please post them. So please comment, rate, subscribe, and tell me if you want more tutorials on any specific builds or counters. Thanks.